So thank you for inviting us into your apartment. It is lovely.
The only thing I've ever done in my entire life that I'm really proud of is keep this palm tree alive for 10 years.
Very impressive.
The future is yours, so fill this part in.
But so now, in working on this record, which is self-titled,
Yeah.
Marnie Stern,
Yeah.
for one thing,
All vanity.
well, that's what I would expect with you. No, I mean, a lot of artists will say, you know, particularly when a record comes that is self-titled at some point deeper in their discography, that this is the first record that is really me, or that it is a clean slate,
Yeah.
or that it is just me being my most directly
Yes,
emotional.
all of that is
It is
true.
all of that for
All
you.
of that
Yeah.
is
I mean, you can hear the emotion. You can hear that
Yeah.
it's most directly emotional
Yeah.
on this record.
It's odd because when you're in the midst of the emotion, you want to get it out. You don't, you know, I'm getting a little bit past all that heaviness that I was going through. And now I'm thinking, oh, Jesus. I can't believe I put all that down. You know, when you start protecting yourself a little bit more, getting a little more guarded, you're
Every single line means something. You see, it's up to me to drive myself into the ocean.
It is those moments that where you pull back, that you allow there to be space and breath.
I know.
That create the emotional resonance that this album has.
I know. I know it in my mind.
That is deeper than the previous records.
I know it. It's just there's some.
There's also your underpinnings and your roots being in experimental music, or your
That is why.
But the thing is that since you spent a decade sort of incubating
Yeah.
those influences and instilling them into your music, even when you think you are being simple, even when you think you are pulling back,
I know.
the songs will still be something far beyond any other simple music
Very
that you
hard
think
for me to believe that, but yes, I hear you.
it's true. It's true. So you have this tour coming up.
Yeah, big one,
and
long one.
It's a long one, okay. So I have seen you many times now, but I saw you down at South by South. That's a couple years ago where you had an iPod Nano. You played the Stereogum CMJ party
With-
where you had a bassist and a drummer. It can feel digital.
I'd prefer not to have the loop.
Like I mean, I know that there's For Ash comes from a place, and I'm sure that you've spoken about this a great deal, but to the extent that you feel like addressing it a little bit more.
Yes, an old boyfriend who
Yeah.
committed suicide.
Yeah.
And so it was easier in a way to write those couple songs about him because it wasn't about me at all. I was really thinking about him. And trying to figure out a way to concretely put his memory down so that I could have it and share it.
And in putting it at the front of the record, was that
Yeah, I really liked the song itself. You know, it felt different to me than a lot of my other songs structurally and the whole thing. I was singing kind of differently, and then most of the songs are just about being hopeful of something and then being really disappointed and coming to terms with the disappointment, but trying to, you know, they're bittersweet, where it's the two sides in me, one that's facing the sadness of something and the other that's fighting to stay positive and to know that it's going to end up okay. And then the last song is a really happy song about being, you know, happy with somebody.
In order to see it, you've got to believe it. I do.
Transparency is a New Mystery is one. I mean, That I think that is a song where you allowed there to be certain like dynamics.
Yeah.
You know, it's powerful. It's
You
a
know
really.
what? I wasn't gonna put that on.
It's an amazing. I mean, it's an amazing moment. on the record.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
What was your resistance to it?
I hit a wall of massive, just I think, a ton of emotions, anger, frustration, an honest moment of like things not gonna work out for me in general, and so it all came flooding out in the song.
So where do you go? Where do you go from here?
I don't know. It's again sitting every day and trying to find a new direction. But that's, I mean, at least it gives me, I don't mind that. I don't mind that it's frustrating because I'd like to try, because I don't have a day job. Now, if I had a day job, I probably, I should have a day job. But I try and, I'm different than a lot of people. I don't, I try and work every single day so that it feels like a job, so that I don't feel like an unproductive. A lot of it is just to feel productive, even if I come up with nothing.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what hours I'm working, if it's all night or all day.
You have a song on the new album called "Female Guitarist to the New Black." When you think about, I mean, even your relationship with the instrument, let alone like in terms of gender, you are doing creative things with the guitar. People view you as a good guitarist. You view yourself as.
I view myself as a creative guitarist, not necessarily good.
Why do you feel like you are not good?
Take Spencer Seam from Hella. Come on, I mean, he's an amazing, amazing guitar player who does a million different things. In no way am I at that level.
Sure.
But I think what I do have, hopefully, is just an interesting way of writing songs, and my style is my own, and it is a little eccentric, like myself, and that I'm proud of.